Alright, here at No Reserve we have our all original 1996 F-150 regular cab Shorty. This is a killer truck. It was purchased brand new in New Mexico, and then it was only there for a couple years until it came up here in the late 90s. It's a really hard to find truck. It's Oxford white with the metallic silver two-tone on the bottom. It's a hard to find truck because it is XL, but it has a lot of hard to find options where it's got the 5.0 V8 with the manual 5-speed transmission, which makes it just a blast to drive. It'd be a great little hot rod truck. I kind of had to resist the urge to lower the bottom down, and US Mag makes it just a killer polished aluminum and silver wheel now that's really affordable, like $250 a piece for 20s, and it would just look amazing on this truck with a staggered deep fitment in the back. But I got enough personal vehicles, so I'm going to pass this one on to the next one. But yeah, it's a 200 truck, no accidents, never ever been in an accident or had any paint work. It's a clean washing title, and you'll always know it's original paint truck by the pinstriping. You know, Ford stopped making this pinstriping as soon as they stopped with this body style. It's a one-piece pinstripe where if you touch it, it's two colors. It's dark graphite and silver, but you can't feel the two colors. Now, if it's been painted, you usually would just have like a different color here, or just the silver, or just the gray. But if they did try to do two, you'd have a fat one and a little one over the top, and you'd be able to feel the two. But no tape lines, no overspray anywhere on this truck, and it's just it's got factory AC. AC was just gone through. It's got tilt steering, you know, which is kind of uncommon for XL. So basically, because it's got all the chrome grille, headlight bezels, it's basically a XLT truck with manual windows and vinyl seat. But back then, all these things were options, and you could tell the condition of the truck's been well taken care of, because the headlights, you know, they are a little oxidized, but they are clean, no condensation inside. It did have a bug guard on it when we got it, so it kept the front of the hood in excellent condition, but it did have a crack in it, so we tossed it. But it did, you know, from some dirt coming in on the backside, you know, it was properly installed, so it didn't rub anywhere on the body, but dirt would get down in here, so there is a little bit of kind of like darkening in the paint here that throughout the, you know, continuous waxings and washing, I think it'll just kind of come out of the paint. But it's just a small area there on the front. There are some chips on the top middle side of the hood, which are kind of weird, but they're not ones that are going to spread. No clear coat or paint lifting issues. That'll be a real common if it happens right here and right here, because the wind will blow off this. We just had the ball joints done on it, and just had the window replaced, and a couple other things. So it's aligned, drives awesome, tires got a lot of tread. You know, you will have your typical stone chips along the bottom here. The coves and the grill are still nice and gray, but you will have, you know, just little kind of stone chips, you know, those little kind of sandblasting or peppering, they call it. Really nice panel gaps on the hood. The hood's never been hyperextended. Nobody's ever been washing it, and you know, this is really thin, soft metal, so if someone puts their knee up on here, it'll definitely dent it. It's got the small sport mirrors, again with the chrome rather than the black, but the black is faded out here a little bit. Your door sweeps are a little bit cracked, but these trucks are great because you could buy door sweeps, which are easy to install, no tools besides a flathead needed. 35 bucks to the door for both sides. Mirrors you can get for 35 bucks for both sides to the door. If you don't want to go chrome, you want to go black, it's a little cheaper. Really nice panel gaps. You know, you have a little scratch there. The bottom areas will have a little bit of stone chip, but being the metallic silver, really hides them well, and you really got to look for them. But you look at the paint between the cab and the bed, you can see the factory rivets, spot welds. I mean, really nice shape. You have a little bit of entry wear on the door edges, a little scratch. People coming to get in. The front bulkhead of the bed isn't all smashed in. It did have a canopy on of it, you know, I think most of its life. The downside is that it kind of does wear on the paint, you know, but you could throw some, you know, there's bed rails you can get from plastic to diamond plate, aluminum, anywhere from 50 bucks to the door because it's a short bed to, you know, $119. But it's an easy fix, or if you do a drop-in bed liner, they come, you know, goes over the edge. You know, the downside is that, and that's really the only downside to having a canopy, because the upside is the bed sides are always in amazing condition. Both bed sides don't have any dents, no major loading scratches or damage. They do have a little bit of chips and wear around the gas doors, and you can see inside the gas door how nice it is. No tape lines or overspray. Wheel wells are in nice condition, absolutely rust-free truck. But you look down this bed side, you know, you're gonna have a couple little areas, but it's just super nice. I'll take you to the back here. The taillights are a little bit oxidized, a little bit faded. You know, you can probably buff them out, shine them up a little bit. You know, the top of the tailgate, again, it's got a couple little loading scratches and stuff like that, probably from loading stuff in the canopy. The Ford is a little bit flaked. You can get this for $11.95. But me personally, I would take this off for a cleaner look and just have the white tailgate, because I love the tailgates that don't have this aluminum piece. They're just nice and solid and clean, and the tailgate has 0 dings or dents. The bottom pinstripe is a little bit chipped in some areas. It's just surface rust. I think someone opened up the tailgate on something, but it's, you hear that's nice good metal. Pinstripe's a little bit chipped. Rear bumper's got nice depth and clarity. You know, it's really got that mirror-like look. The same with the front one. You do have some little scuffs and stuff like that, and there's some scuffs in the chrome. Looks like they may have slightly rubbed up against something, but again, it looks great, you know, for 24 years old and nearly. Little scratch here, but again, you go along the bedside, just awesome condition. You know, a little bit of loading scratches here, but you probably could get that one to wax out. A little chip here is really nice. Tires got a lot of tread left, just a factory size 235/75. If you know, they do have a little bit, I'll go around the other side, they do have a little bit of a rake, you know, the 2-wheel drive ones. I'm not sure if this one has the added leaf in the back, but they always kind of sit a little higher in the back. Again, those are a little cracked. You know, it looks like maybe some tree sap's been on here at one point. You got a little chip here. There's no body damage or anything, but a couple of chips there. Yeah, really nice rockers, absolutely no rust. But I'll take you around here to the driver's side so you can see, you know, what I'm talking about. The back's always a little bit low, or a little bit higher. So if you want to level it out, I mean, they do make lowering kits for this, or you know, you could just simply, you know, take a leaf out of the back, or they do have just a hanger relocation kit. It's really cheap and gives these trucks a great stance, because you don't see a whole lot of people customizing these things with that kind of look. But now that, you know, torque thrust American Racing wheels are available, and the US Mag wheels, this would be just awesome. Headliner's in good shape. You know, it's no odors, no smoke, not a smoke truck, no pets, but it is starting to sag a little bit, so you could get that to come up. As it warms up, it actually kind of pulls itself back up a little bit. Door panel's in really nice condition. You know, it's all original. This truck's never been tampered with. It's even got the original stereo. It kind of shows the originality of it. The awesome thing is it's a mass airflow OBD2 truck, being a 96. So if you ever do have troubles down the road, it's a lot easier to diagnose and troubleshoot them. You're just gonna have a little bit of discoloring, wear on the pull handle, and a very slight bit of fading up here, but that's about it. Door hinges are in great shape, door pins. Look at this, it's got about 161,000 miles on the truck. You know, the nylon isn't all smacked up. So I took off it had a seat cover on it. I took that off. You know, obviously it's pulled back here a little bit, but the seat cover put some weird marks on both sides. This is on both sides, so kind of weird. The vinyl floor mats in excellent condition, no holes, flat spots, worn areas. Pedal pads are in nice shape. Little boot and the bezel going around the shifters, never to mess with, so it's not just hanging there. Knob still in place. It does have a CD changer that was added at some point behind the seat. I haven't tried to test it, but everything seems to be, looks like it would work. But so many people are probably going to upgrade that stereo because they're so cheap nowadays. I mean, it's under $100 to the door. So take you around here to the passenger side. This truck is, you see just a couple little scuffs right around here on the window crank. But other than that, and then you got some scuffs on the bottom of both doors, because this is just a painted area. These are here because you actually could get a piece that went on the bottom. You'll see some XLs, and you had a little pocket for storage. So there was all kinds of options you could get. This piece is in excellent condition. And when we got the truck, I had one of those little rubber things in here that you put your wallet and cell phone and wouldn't fly around, and it did kind of put some impressions on there. So I think if you could, you know, you could kind of feel them. I'm not for sure if it's just still part of the rubber, guys, but you probably could wash that up a little bit better. A little bit of wear below the stereo, it's really common. But you can see that entries. It's awesome condition on these. The vinyl's in perfect condition. I always love the, you can get the vinyl floors in the XLT trucks too. I always love those things because, man, they're always in perfect condition. I mean, I have them in my truck, and it's just great with like kids. And so I'll go ahead and take you underneath the hood. We are going to do a running and driving video too. Excuse me, video too. So hopefully you guys can stick around for that. This truck is just a blast to drive. It's got a lot of power with the 5-speed and the V8. You can see the new AC compressor, mass airflow. Just runs really good. And you can see that it's had, you know, a new serpentine belt was put on the same time as the AC compressor. You can see the alternator was replaced at one point. You know, newer battery. Just good maintenance, but just no tampering. Really clean underneath the hood. You see even down here is just super clean. You know, fresh oil change, of course. Alrighty, so you can see it's got about 161,000 miles. So we're gonna go ahead and it's gonna be going at no reserve. We're gonna let it warm up a little bit and go ahead and do the driving video. So hopefully you guys can stick around for that. All right, here we are for a running and driving video of our little 96 F-150 regular cab. It's got the 5.0 V8 with the 5-speed manual. You can see how clear the lights are. Everything's working. You can see it's running nice and smooth, no shaking. Temp gauge is just starting to come up a little bit. She's been running just a couple minutes. The drive up here, tail lights. It is cold out here, so you're getting just kind of the cold weather condensation, but no smoking or anything like that. It's all right. We're gonna go ahead and hit the road. Hopefully, if traffic allows, we can kind of get out on the highway and do some good speeds. You can see it's got 161, 830 on the miles right now. Heater and AC, you know, AC's been gone through, so it blows ice cold. You can hear the motor work at all different speeds. We'll switch it over to AC. Alright, horn works good. You know, both windows, of course, roll up nice and smooth. It didn't show that on the passenger side, but no issues there. Both windows pop open nice and firm. You know, you don't have to worry about them blowing around in the wind. They stay right where they should. You don't have to stack up any nickels. E-brake works good. It's alright, I guess I'll go and do the stereo. Nice and clear. No static or issues like that. And you got your wipers. Work at all speeds, of course. Got tilt steering, works really nice and smooth, which is awesome to see in an XL truck, especially a regular cab. Clutch feels perfect. I mean, it grabs right where it should, has the right amount of firmness, no slipping. Transmission synchros are nice shift pattern through all the gears. You're not gonna have any grinding. You know, the shifter's nice and firm wherever you put it. You know, it's not a real sloppy shifter. But it is a blast to drive with this V8 5-speed. I don't know if you've ever had especially being in the regular cab 2-wheel drive. It's just would be an awesome truck to put some exhaust on. But you know, it's got the chrome wheels, has a really nice look about it. The tires got lots of tread left. They roll really nice and smooth. You can see out of the mirror, not smoking or nothing like that. This road's terrible condition, so you'll see it just soak up the bumps. And that's why I love untampered original trucks and cars is, you know, you see this stereo and it's like, of course, you know, this original non-CD tape player isn't a desirable stereo, but it's just amazing to see a truck go you know, this long, 23 years, almost 24 years, and nobody's ever put a stereo in there as cheap as they are to do. But I love seeing stuff like that because instantly I see it, the originality is this, I know this truck's untouched, untampered. But it's got a lot of power, and this truck scoots. You know, it's pretty good, pretty much be the lightest truck you can get besides the 6-cylinder being an XL. regular cab Shorty. So we'll get out here. Into fourth. Into fifth. Just great speeds. I mean, this thing just scoots. You know, I wasn't even put into the wood. You know, it doesn't have an RPM gauge, but you know, this thing's just killer truck. It's got, you know, all the gauges work. It's not going to give you any issues. You know, there's no cracks in the windshield. You can see the paint reflection on the hood is just beautiful condition. So it's, I'm going to take you off the road here so you can see how well it brakes. Brakes really nice and smooth. It's got new brake pads. Looks like, you know, the brakes have been gone through rotors and pads not too long ago. It's really nice maintenance. We had the you know, oil change done, the AC, serpentine belt, ball joints, aligned, and then the U-joints on the driveline we had done. That's just kind of one of the things that most people tend to overlook. So if we see any sign that the U-joint is starting to go, we replace it. So, you know, their tires got a ton of tread, but they are older tires. You know, they look great and got lots of tread, but you know, they ride a little bit kind of loud and rougher than you think they would. So here's some potholes and some patches. But this truck is kind of, you know, you never know which way the owner's going to go. It might be like the next guy, never changes the stereo, only does stock style tires. So that's why I kind of left it to the next person. You know, personally, I would just drive these tires till they're gone. Or if you want to upgrade them, get custom wheels and tires. You know, you could always sell these off for a few $100, no problem, because they go on a Bronco, any era of F100, F150. So you're going to see we're going to come up into a 90-degree corner, and you'll see we'll do some downshifting, some tight 90s, and you'll see that's just got really nice steering, no ball joint clunking, no tie rod play. Nice, it's right there. Nice recoil. Gives you good resistance. Wants to bounce back, you know, to center once you've made the corners like it should. It's not an old slush box where, you know, you're basically going down the road trying to find center. It's, if you move the steering wheel a little bit, the truck's gonna move. You know, steering wheel of course is nice and straight going down the road. You can see that the gauge coming up. We're at normal now. You know, both fuel tanks work, front and rear. They run different switches and different gauges. So, alrighty, this is going at no reserve.